Lily loved inventing stories, especially stories about spaceships and talking animals. But today, her biggest problem wasn't a rampaging space slug, it was a rapidly emptying berry basket. The annual Moonbeam Berry Festival was just 2 days away, and the special berries, known for their glowing properties and being super yummy, were disappearing from Grandpa Leo's farm at an alarming rate. "They're vanishing," Grandpa Leo declared, his voice a low rumble. He held up a half-eaten berry, its faint blue glow flickering. "Whole rows gone overnight." Lily, a curious 10-year-old with a sketchbook always in hand, felt a thrill. This was a real mystery, much better than her fictional ones. Who would take them, Grandpa? And why just the moonbeam berries? Grandpa Leo scratched his wiry beard. "That's the puzzling part, Squirt. No tracks, no broken fences. It's like they just blinked out of existence." Lily pulled out her worn notebook. "This sounds like a job for a scientist." She loved reading her science-themed books, especially ones about forensic science and animal behaviors. Her personal library was packed with everything from The Big Book of Bugs to Constellations for Kids. She decided to approach this like the detectives in her favorite story, Starlight Sleuths and the Cosmic Culprit. "First," she announced, tapping her pen, "we need to observe. What do we know?" Thinking like a scientist meant gathering all the facts, big or small. "They vanish at night," Grandpa Leo offered. "Only moonbeam berries," Lily added, jotting it down. "And no tracks." "And they leave these little bite marks." Grandpa pointed to the half-eaten berry. "Almost like a nibble, not a big chew." Lily sketched the bite marks. Short, precise, almost like tiny tools. That's a clue. What animals live nearby, Grandpa?" "Plenty. Rabbits, deer, squirrels, a family of raccoons, and those pesky field mice," he listed. "But none of them usually go for moonbeam berries. They're a bit zesty." "Zesty?" Lily mused. "That's important. Why would something that doesn't usually eat them suddenly start? Is there something new about the berries? Or something new about the animals?" The next morning, Lily woke early. She drew a detailed map of the berry patch in her notebook. She marked where the berries usually grew, where they were missing, and even the direction of the sunrise. This was part of her scientific literacy, understanding how to record observations clearly. "Grandpa, we need to set up some tests," she declared at breakfast. "We need to gather more data." Her grandpa, a good sport, just nodded, used to Lily's scientific escapades. Their first experiment was simple, a perimeter check. They sprinkled flour around the edge of the patch. If something walked in or out, it would leave tracks. "This is our hypothesis, Grandpa," Lily explained, using a term she learned from her Junior Scientist's Handbook. "If an animal is taking the berries, it will leave tracks in the flour." That night, Lily set up her own experiment, too. She stayed up, reading a book about nocturnal animals, periodically peeking out her window that overlooked the berry patch. She saw nothing but the gentle sway of leaves in the moonlight. In the morning, the flower was undisturbed. "No tracks," Grandpa said, perplexed. "It's like they're flying off." "Or burrowing," Lily murmured, looking at her sketches of the bite marks. "What if they're tiny? So tiny they don't even make tracks a human could easily see." She remembered reading about insects and their surprising strength. "What if they're not animals at all?" Grandpa proposed, trying to think outside the box. "Could it be something magical?" Lily giggled. "Science first, magic later, Grandpa. Let's think about the zestiness of the berries." She picked one, examining its slightly rough texture and shimmering skin. What makes them glow again? It's natural bioluminescence, Sweet Pea, Grandpa explained, remembering a science documentary he'd watched. Like fireflies. It's a chemical reaction. Bioluminescence! Lily's eyes lit up. And what if that chemical reaction is also what's attracting something new? Maybe something that needs that specific chemical? This was critical thinking in action. Instead of assuming the usual suspects, Lily was connecting seemingly unrelated facts. The glow, the zestiness, the small bite marks, and the lack of visible tracks. "We need a closer look," Lily announced. She remembered an article in Science Kids Monthly about using cameras to observe animal behavior at night. "Grandpa, do you have that old wildlife camera? The one Dad gave you?" Grandpa Leo rummaged in his shed and pulled out a dusty, camouflage-patterned camera. "Perfect. We'll set it up tonight. We need to communicate our observations clearly."